This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Friday, April 30th, 2021, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Austin, Texas, author, podcaster, extraordinaire, Jamie Ivey.
Wow, thank you, Cameron. Hey, guys.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
Yoski.
How's it going? How's the moguling going?
Moguling?
Here's what I'm asking.
Is that even a word?
Last week we brought up your Twitter presence and the reaction that people had to some things you had recently posted, and then your response and all that stuff, and it was quite the thing to watch, right? And then you surprised me and apologized publicly to everybody that you had offended and upset on Twitter. And I was like, man, you got to double down. You don't go the apology route. But
I got to do the Donald Trump.
The mogul apologized with a line of sorry merch. And I was like, this guy, that's why he's the mogul. He turns a Twitter apology into a money-making opportunity. Lo and behold, we all bought one of Derek's sorry shirts.
Yeah, we did.
Listen, Derek, there are so many things in my life that I have to constantly apologize for. That, just turning it into a shirt.
As a husband.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much every field. You're saving me so much time because right now I can just pull back my dress shirt, and if I'm wearing the sorry shirt underneath, I don't even need to issue an apology. It's just like, I'm just like Superman, just like, hey, check this out.
But Jesse,
sorry I yelled at you kids.
Be very careful that you do remember that you have the sorry shirt on, because if you do that as a reflex without the shirt on underneath, you have yet another thing
to be
apologizing
for. If I do it with a reflex, if people are just staring at my bare chest, I'll be like, hang on 1 sec, I will be right back. And then I come back and I'm like, sorry for that. And I'm sorry for this.
That did not go as you planned.
Did the sorry shirts, did they sell out? Like, what happened? Like, I saw the announcement.
We sold a decent amount. I'm not going to lie.
That's
we
really
sold
funny.
more than I expected. I definitely will say that. But it was, I feel like we got to have fun, man. Like, it's like, it is what it is. Like, yo, guys, let's not be so serious. So there were some people that were like ultra offended with the shirt, but I'm like, they'll be okay.
What? The shirt said sorry. That's all it said.
Ultra offended. People, that's the funny thing about Twitter, because there's people that are saying, like, even my original tweet meant something that they meant stuff that it never would mean ever in my life. Like, but it's like, that's what happens when the internet gets involved. Everybody becomes experts. They have their own opinions. They can tell you people are telling me what I meant. Like and I'm like, how do you know this? We've never met before. Like, so I was like, at this point, I'm just like, all right, this will really be fun. So I just threw it out. I was like, all right, whatever happens. I don't really care.
I love it. Poke the bear.
Are the people on Instagram the same? Because, I don't go over on Twitter. It makes me nervous. But Instagram, because you posted the same thing, I think.
A little
Are
lighter.
people nice there?
They're a little more like, well, here's the thing. All right. So this is funny because like I think how I've been operating for the past 4 years, I've weeded out a lot of the really, really serious people. Right. Like the people that are like, that are just, weirdo, like super conservative, want to fight, whatever, or super liberal, want to fight. You know what I mean? So like everybody's like, now it's a big joke. Like everybody's like posting like soap emojis under my comments and stuff, or hey, Derek's dropping a new song, hope he doesn't drop this. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's not that deep, like, because everybody knew it's like, I'm not like, I don't know, man, it's crazy. But then you got the ultra people that want to fight. Like some people are just in a constant fight and they're just looking for the next fight. You know what I mean? So you just got to know to avoid that. I could never live that way.
Oh my gosh.
I don't get it. I'm like, why? Because you see them say something to you, and I'm like, all right, let me see. Should I even respond to this? And then you go to their page, and there's like 17,000 tweets arguing with somebody else. So it's like they're in 14 arguments at the same time. And it's like, you know what? I'm just not gonna.
That's a full-time job.
I'm like, yeah, this is a job. I'm like, what?
Darren, I'm so glad you brought this up because I got a take on this because I forgot we were doing the game. I prepared a What's Jesse Thinking, but I wanted to just bring up one little element of it. It's that like people. There's something that just conditioned people online to be angry all the time. And I found that those same people are always like super angry at the media. They're like, oh, the media is the problem, even though they're on social media picking fights. You know what I mean? Like they're not, but it's like, no, you're angry with the media or whatever boogeyman is because you're finding things to be angry with him about. Like the quote unquote media, I went in, I was like, these are real stories that have been posted in the last couple of weeks that no one that should be the biggest story in the world, but nobody cares about because they're just involved in dumb Twitter fights or like they're just involved in finding something that confirms their own, hostility towards, CNN or whatever. Dude, there was a video released like a week ago that was on every media site of a monkey playing a video game with his mind. Okay? The monkey thought he was using a joystick. The joystick wasn't plugged in. They had a Neuralink chip in the monkey's head.
Oh my gosh.
We've got a monkey playing a video game with his mind, and nobody cares. Like, that should be the biggest story in the world.
Wow.
We can control monkeys with minds, and it's on video and confirmable, but we got it. Or like the Pentagon, confirmed this video of a black triangle that you can watch. It is a black triangle floating over like a naval ship. And the Pentagon's like, yeah, we don't know what it is. Nobody cares. Like there is like
because they argue with me over my frustration with racial justice. So it's like you're arguing with me over my language when
there's a black triangle taking over the
We have confirmed stories. We have confirmed stories of a scientist experimenting with human-animal hybrids, right?
Yeah.
Like they've been able to fuse animal-human embryos, and the hope is that long term that these hybrid creations,
these chimera
would provide scientists with a potentially more ethical, or in some cases more ethically questionable way to do research or to create. Like they already, the implications are maybe we could grow human organs in one of these kind of hybrid creations and it wouldn't create the same ethical concerns because it save human life. Either way, crazy huge story. Monkey mind control, human animal hybrids, black triangles, and nobody cared. These aren't like on fringe sites. These are confirmed Associated Press stories, but we're so consumed about finding fights to get into about not only and here's the other thing, and I'll stop after this, but it's not even fighting about what somebody says, it's fighting about how they say something.
Yes.
It's they don't even care about the substance of the argument. And a lot of the arguments are just you shouldn't have said it that way, and it's we're ignoring all this awesome stuff that is happening,
people. I just I've got to a point where it's just it is what it is. People are gonna be upset. They just got to be upset, man. And all you can do is your best. That's all we can all do. So if we're doing that, we good.
Jamie, you, I feel obviously are a public personality as well, that anytime you're talking, no matter how diplomatically about issues, faith or social issues, you're going to have people find reasons to get angry at you. Sometimes justified. I think it's important to listen to critics, obviously. But how do you deal with stuff that's just open hostility?
And Jamie, I need you to, because you're the nicest person I've ever met. I'm not even gonna lie. So I'm like, if Jamie Ivy's gonna get it, then I know I'm getting it because I'm not as you know what I'm saying, diplomatic and sweet. I mean, she is the definition of, all right, here, I'm gonna give you some medicine, but here's a little sugar. So how do you deal with it, Jamie? You gotta help me.
Jamie is the actual nicest person I've ever met. But
y'all are so nice. My husband's no, she's not.
Think about the lane she's in and the platform she has and the people in her core circle, right? Jamie's the rebel. She's got arm tats. She thinks fair-mindedly about politics. She cares about refugees and racial justice.
Exactly.
She's
You're
the
right,
liberal rebel in her very conservative world. And so, like, she's the nicest. Who could ever criticize Jamie Ivey? There's a lot of crazy people in that circle that would think that she's a loony. Yeah.
The things that I've been called mostly recently have been like, I'm letting go of the truth. I don't stand on God's words anymore. I'm false teacher, those type of things. And it's all because of what Cameron said, because I talk about immigration, because I talk about refugees, because I talk about pro-life, and the death penalty, because I talk about Black Lives Matter, all the things. And so I am like this leftist liberal person. But here's the thing. I don't respond to people, and it's usually in DMs, and I don't respond to them. But I don't know if I told you this, guys, but recently I got a kind of an angry DM at me, and I was like, you know what? It's whenever they tell me that I've gone away from the truth of God's word. That's what gets me. I don't care if you want to argue about Black Lives Matter or immigrants or refugees, because like we said last week, I'm going with the people that are going. Like, I don't have time for you to tell me, well, what about his record? Nope, we're done. But when they tell me that I don't love God's word, I take it super personally because I love God so much and I love his word. And so I sent her a voice memo back. She sent me an angry DM. I sent her a voice message back. And you know what happens when you send people voice messages? All of a sudden, you're a real person. All of a sudden, they can't just type out all these mean things. Now they're like, oh, she's real. Like, she's actually talking to me. That's what the problem is with social media, is because people don't think they're talking to a real person. They think they're just talking to a Twitter page or an Instagram page.
Bob Goff said that if you look at Bob Goff's Twitter, he always starts a tweet with the person's name. And he said it's a human interaction at that point. It's like, hey, this is me, Bob, talking to you, Charles. And like, let's cut through all this noise. Right. And let's just connect. And so he always uses the person's name. And it's the same thing that you're saying. It's something about, we got to figure out a way to humanize this.
It is. And it's weird because in my job, like, I want people to feel like personal with me because, I'm an author and a speaker and write books. And again, I just like people. So it feels great to have like these internet friends. But that line gets blurry when then someone thinks like, oh, Jamie's my friend, so I can call her out. But on my mind, I'm like, I don't actually know you. And so my real friends, they get to call me out. But I don't know you. And we've never,
Jamie,
ever
speaking
had
of which, I wanted to bring up something here on a public forum that we need to discuss.
I would love to do this publicly on the podcast.
I'm joking. There's nothing to call out about you.'re great. All right. Well, listen, speaking of great, we have a great show in store today. It's packed. We got to get moving. It's packed. Coming up later, we talk to singer-songwriter extraordinaire Matt Kearney. He has an upcoming album. It's called January Flower. And he's going to tell us kind of why it's his most personal and intimate ever. Also, we're going to have a first listen of a few new songs from that album coming up. Don't want to miss that. Also, for our Quarterlife series, we talked to counselor, author, and one of the best people I know, right up there with Jamie Ivey, Mike Foster. Mike Foster is on the show today. We discussed some of the obstacles 20-somethings face on the road to mental wellness and some of the misconceptions we have around what self-care does and doesn't look like. Don't want to miss that. And yes, at the end of the show, he's back. Marty from Social Club Misfits is coming back for round 2 of the Relevant Culture Quiz. Last week was so nuts. We would have finished the game. Yeah, Daddy is back. Stay tuned for Daddy. All right.
Same teams. We ain't switching teams.
Yeah, no, same teams. All right. We also have this week's Relevant News, Relevant Recommends, a lot going on. But stay tuned. Up next, it's Slices.
He said you need to be fed, but keep an eye on your waistline and look good, but don't be obsessed. Keep thinking over. I try, but it's hard to know what's right when I feel like I'm blowing all my time.
Well, today's episode is brought to you by podcast creation platform Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor yet, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's free. There are custom tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and every major platform. The cool thing is you can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Well, during the break, you heard Churches with He Said, She Said, which is always how it goes. Okay, it's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse?
I have I really love this story because, dude, I've always wanted to be a part of like a cool science experiment, but with the stipulation there's zero risk to me and very little work involved. Like I don't want to be I don't want to be making
Like you want a medical experiment done to you, or you want to participate in an experiment like you run an obstacle course? Like what are you talking about?
I'm not interested in that. I don't want to be like, hey man, we got to find out what happens if a guy gets stranded on Mars and you got to make potatoes out of poop or whatever, like Matt Damon. Like, not interested. Hard pass. Okay. I don't want to have biometric equipment.
Poop potatoes. That's an indie. That's a good band name.
I want to get I basically want to get paid to be lazy. I want to get paid to go on a vacation because when I go on vacation, I don't schedule anything. I don't schedule excursion. Right. I could be in the most exotic place in the world with the coolest sites you can possibly go to. I'm not going. I just want to sit. I just want to sit in the nicest place this place has to sit, and I want to do nothing. Like literally nothing. Like just stare out until morning and night and eat. That's it. Okay. I'm not interested. This is vacation. So I want to be a part of one of these. I want to be part of an experiment because these happen from time to time where they'll be like, hey, science needs to know what happened if you lay in bed for 10 days and don't get out. Okay. Done. So
I have mine, Jesse. I want to be a part of one that's like, okay, we're going to take you to Mexico on the beach and see like what happens if you just eat chips, salsa, guacamole, tacos, and margaritas for 7 days. What happens to your body? I'm in.
I would even do one not as glamorous. I would do like the Morgan Spurlock, where someone's like, "Hey, bro, all you can eat is McDonald's for 4." I'm like, dude, I don't have to cook anything. I don't have to buy anything. I don't have to clean up. All I have to do is eat McDonald's every day. I eat fast food all the time anyway. This is great. Like, sign me up. That's the kind. So scientists listening that need a volunteer for these types of experiments. Again, if you're looking for like a Matt Damon Mars situation, you got the wrong guy. Potatoes. If you're looking, So anyway, that's why this is why this experiment just made me very excited and kind of jealous. Like I feel like I need to set up like some sort of like Google alert for weird science volunteer experiments because this one was conducted in France and it was basically it was trying to determine if you took away all environmental factors, so like light, natural, the things that trigger our natural circadian rhythm, which is our body's way of knowing when to go to sleep, when to wake up, when to eat, all that. If you just took all of it away, took away all the clocks, all the phones, no devices, and literally just put people in a cave, what would happen, And so there was a team of 15 people from pretty professionally diverse people. There were actually people that have experience in like caving and stuff like that, which is very important when you're going to be locked in a cave for 40 days. But some of the people
were they the miners that got rescued? Weren't they down there for 40 days?
This was on purpose.
These were just volunteers who took part in an experiment called Deep Time. And according to Vice, it was designed to probe the human brain's conception of time. So these volunteers, now they did have, different biometric devices on them so that, monitors up on the surface could help out if someone, his body was shutting down or something. But of course that didn't happen. They're just hanging out in a cave for 40 days. Like when they emerged, they were like, oh, man, by our calculations, we had 10 days left. One of them said, hey, I could go back in the cave right now. Like, they were kind of digging cave life, man. It's really the next, like, I think of their...
We're in the middle of a card game. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Okay, here's my theory, though, right? There's a lot of people in quarantine that are in the lockdown that when they get vaccinated or whatever, and life is totally back to normal, they're not going back. They've been digging the lockdown life, okay? They're hanging out. They're watching Netflix. They're wearing sweatpants.
Got their sweatpants
They're
on.
not going to the office. This is just more their speed, man. And I don't have any beef with that. These cave people might be if this could be the next thing in vacationing is what I'm saying. We're going to lock you in a cave for 40 days with nothing. I'm telling you,
oh my gosh.
I might sign up. I would be like, no phone, no one can contact me. I'm just down there hanging out, just a little downtime, just recharging in a cave. I might even pay for that. I might even pay for that experience.
But here's the question: is the cave life like you're in a tent, or you've got a bed and you've got like food and drinks?
They provided food. They didn't provide water. They had to kind of make their own water from cave water. But again, look, if I'm down there with a cave expert,
where's the toilet? You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Right. Good question,
So
Cameron.
there's no toilet, no shower. We all just crapping
This is
in the
Survivor,
corner.
you guys.
40
No,
days of
sir.
poop potatoes piling up in the corner.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's
No,
not
no,
good.
it's a huge cave.
Gross.
I would just be like, that tunnel's yours, that tunnel's yours, that tunnel's yours. Just go to the back when you need to use the facilities. Like, that's easy stuff to figure out.
Bruh.
You
This sounds like my worst nightmare.
Imagine going back there and then stepping in your own doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's
I'm
not
cool,
even about.
bruh.
It's not even stepping on it. Even if it's off in the corner, there's no ventilation. It's just filling up with the odors for 40
guys,
days.
This is a huge cave system. It's a huge cave system.
What you wiping
guys
your
are-
butt with?
You guys are thinking about minor problems. They had supplies. The point wasn't cave survival. Okay, I want to preface the point of this experiment is not whether 40 people can survive in a cave and not drown in their own poop. The point of this,
Poop potatoes.
It sounds like that's the point to me.
they had food and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I didn't look at their sanitation.
Food goes in, it has to come out. Our issue still remains,
Jesse,
Jesse.
I feel like half of these experiments are for that reason. Hey guys, let's see if we can pay these people to do this dumb stuff.
Hey, dude, you're telling me no obligations, no stress, nothing to worry about for 40 days?
But you're in a cave.
No, but you're in a
bro.
cave.
You in a cave, dog. You not at the Ritz Carlton, bruh.
I spend most of my day sitting in an indoor cave, like I'm in the room over my garage, which is like a little podcast studio. I sit
That's
here all
not
day.
a cave, bro. You got a PlayStation up there, bro.
If it was sponsored by Marriott, a cave sponsored by Marriott, I would do it.
Glamping.
Because then
You do glamping in a cave, but
a very
Ew.
nice glamping cave trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put me in the cave. Put me in the cave. And
There's no shower.
I got my whole life to shower. You're telling me I get. Hey man, it's like take a nap at literally 40
I
days.
like
if you
showers.
want. I'd be like a bear. I just crawl in there, go to sleep, and be mad when you woke me up. You know, I'm just saying I'd be very well rested.
that's what's happening with all the introverts with quarantine lifting, things
Yeah.
going back to normal. Because before they could say no to social plans because they'd be like, COVID, I'm not comfortable going out yet. Now
That's over
you're not
now.
going to have that excuse. And so like all the introverts are all stressed out.
That's right.
If you're in a cave, you don't even have the awkward text reply.
So you're advocating that all the introverts who need a new excuse to not go have plans need to go to a cave system is what you're saying.
I'm saying no. What I'm saying is they don't need to. I'm not saying
This
they
is
need to
not
go.
fun,
Look,
bro.
I'm not saying they need to go to a cave. I'm saying they should have the option to pay to be able to spend a significant amount of time in a French cave system if they need to. That's all.
Sorry, can't go to dinner tonight. I'm going to be at the cave.
Jesse,
I
let's
got
go
you.
in on that business. Let's go in on that business. 50-50.
Hey.
We're going to split the
I
50.
guarantee you, if you said, hey, week in a cave, no one can bother you, there would be people who'd be like, all right, here we go. How much? I don't care. Tell me a price.
The mogul's ears perked up. Mogul's ears
Just gotta
perked
make
up.
sure
I didn't go in on it.
Make sure you Google up on poop potatoes. You're going to be a lot of
Saying,
them.
that would be the sales pitch. Hey, you don't got to worry about no poop potatoes. We got a little dumbwaiter. We'll send some burgers down a couple
We
times.
got our
You'll
own
be all right.
booty taters we going to give you.
Yeah. You know what? And we're combining it with a Morgan Spurlock type of thing. We're gonna be sending down McDonald's every meal. You're like, oh, this deal gets better and better.
No.
All right. What do you have,
Oh my
Jamie?
gosh.
Pull us out of the
All
gutter.
right. So these people in a cave in quarantine. Some people don't like quarantine. They want to be alone. But let me tell you about this kid that did something in quarantine. First of all of us on here, we all have kids. So I have 13 to 17. Jesse, what are your kids' ages?
Do you have 13 kids?
I've aged 13, 15, 16,
It sounded like
17.
you said I have 13 to 17. I have kids. They're 13
Like,
to
I don't
17.
know. I got about 13, 17.
13 to 17. They
I don't
come
know.
and
I
go.
get
I don't know. It's a bunch of them.
Okay, my ages are 13, 15, 16, 17. Jesse.
5 to 8 on the
5
given
to 8.
day.
Oh, you
Yeah,
got no
no,
kids.
5 and 8 year olds. Yeah.
Good.
11.
11. Derek.
7 and 9.
Man, I'm like the oldest person on this podcast with these
No,
old
you
kids.
y'all just got started early. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, here's the deal what you need to know. This 12-year-old in North Carolina, and remember, I've had 12-year-old boys. Cameron, you almost have a 12-year-old boy. This kid, his name is Mike. During quarantine, he completed 4 years of school. He did 2 years of high school and a 2 years associate degree. He's graduating from high school and college on May 21st and May 28th, and he's a valedictorian. He's 12 years old. Now listen.
Wow.
This kid, Mike, he said this. His parents said they're so proud of him. Of course they are. But he also said this. Are you ready? He already has a startup. This is him. He said,
It's a
but
startup.
he wants people to know that he's still a kid. He makes time for normal kid activities such as playing basketball and building Legos. And I would like to say, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. There's no way that he's graduating
30
school 4
minutes
years
a week.
and playing basketball with his friends and making Legos.
30
So
minutes
this
a week.
12-year-old, you guys,
This kid is out here smarter than all of us.
this is what he did during
Making
quarantine.
G.I. Joes
he-
and Lego.
Hold on.
Star Wars.
Time out. Is he smarter? Because here's the thing. Or am I smarter because my childhood was spent being a little hooligan and building sketchy bike ramps and pulling pranks. And I have a lifetime of memories of those good days in my
See?
head. And you know what the great part about the rest of my life, not my childhood? I can go get an education and work. This poor kid, he had a year of he could do whatever he wanted. He could play video games all year. That he would look back later in his life when he's sitting in a cave just trying to get away from people for a couple days, paying Derek and Jesse a lot of money to get in that French cave system. He'd be like, I'll just think back to that fond year of childhood where I got 2 college degrees in a year. Come on, kid. Enjoy life.
I have a 17-year-old. If he doesn't get a job by the end of this week, I'm about to lose my mind on him. I'm going to go home and be like, listen, can you be more like this kid? Can you be more like him? Look at him. But he said he has options that include jobs in and out of the United States. He's 12 years old.
Jesse, that's what I'm saying. He's done with school. He can sit at home and do whatever he wants. He can't even really get most jobs at 12 years old.
You can't get a job at Chick-fil-A.
That's what I'm saying. So he's got 12 to 15. He has at least 3 years. He's flipped 1 year of quarantine into 3 years of kicking it at the crib.
He's playing chess,
I
not
don't think
checkers.
he's kicking it.
Yeah.
He's playing chess, not checkers.
Something tells
He's playing
me.
Legos, baby.
Something tells me Dookie Howser Jr. isn't just kicking back the next 3 years. I think he's going to be.
I know, right?
He's going to be on.
He's got his graduate degree by next week.
Yeah, he's going to be working for Elon Musk in a year.
But something about this though. Last spring, Cohen went virtual too because everybody all of a sudden went virtual, and so I'm helping him do his school during the workday, and it's like he was done in an hour. An entire school day in an hour. And I'm kind of going, they pad that thing out. They slowed these classes down for the lowest common denominator kid. Then they got recess. Then they got lunch, whatever. There's an hour of legit schoolwork and a full day for these kids. And I'm going, hey, fill your day like you normally would have. You will do 4 years in one. I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? If I get it. I
hear you.
Good for him. Okay. What do you have, Derek?
So this is a LeVar Burton update. We talked about, he's trying to get on Jeopardy. Well, guess what? He's going to be a guest host. You feel me? So our dreams are coming true. I'm going to go ahead and read the tweet. He says, thank you to y'all for your special, passionate support. I am overjoyed, excited, and eager to be guest hosting Jeopardy and will do my utmost best to live up to your faith in me. You made a difference. Go ahead and take my word for it this time. So, hey, LeVar might get it. He got a little controversy this weekend because he was talking about. He said, well, it wasn't really controversy, but a lot of amens. Just starting to see LeVar coming to life. He said, we're not in cancel culture. This is accountability culture. He said, there's a lot of people that they're saying they're being canceled, but they've never been held to any standard to where there was consequences for their actions, and now they're starting to see it. And it feels like cancel culture, but he's like, nah, this is just accountability culture. So I was like,
that's good.
Man, LeVar is coming with the smoke right now.
He's got the national spotlight on him. He's going to use it.
He's using it. That's right. That's right.
I have a proposal for the makers of Jeopardy because, right now it's come down to like, okay, who is going to ultimately take over the shop? They had Aaron Rodgers do a couple episodes. They had LeVar Burton do a couple, doing some. They had Ken Jennings. They have a couple guests come through. Here's what I think. Let's, for the next year, get everyone who has a legitimate shot at doing this. Let's let them guest host a couple and then have a tournament at the end of it all. And all of those guest hosts play each other in a Jeopardy tournament. Last person standing, no matter who it is, gets the full-time gig. Who's not watching?
You're saying you want a smart person. Yeah.
You got to have someone that knows the game. You got to have someone that knows what it's like to be a contestant. I feel like at this point, you can't try to replicate Alex Trebek. You have to have someone that has, a certain degree of empathy for these contestants, not just because they've been working with them for like 50 years, like Alex Trebek. So this would allow everyone to know what it's like to be a contestant, to really learn the nuances of the game, and it would prove they're a worthy host because they have to show down with these other hosts. Just given LeVar Burton's how much he's read in his life on camera, much less what whatever kind of reader he is.
Didn't he win Celebrity Jeopardy a few years ago? Because I was poo-pooing the LeVar Burton thing on the show here, and so people have been tweeting me how wrong I am. And he won Celebrity Jeopardy. He's been doing all this adult education stuff. Like he's like apparently like very accomplished intellectual, not just a kid's show host. You know what I mean? So people have been setting me straight. But I think he won Celebrity Jeopardy. I think somebody's told me that.
So he already won.
That'd be good for him.
So he already won. He's in there.
There you go. All right. Well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Matt Kearney joins us.
Meet me halfway down in the street at dark. Bite your tongue while my heart drops. Roll the Leo back 6 feet apart. I'm trying to love you. You know how it feels. Like your blood, I only run.
You're listening to Coin with their new single, How It Feels. Well, Matt Kearney is a singer and songwriter in Nashville. He's had huge Billboard hits like Nothing Left to Lose and Kings and Queens. He's built a huge and devoted fan base over the years because of his thoughtful lyrics and innovative mashups of different genres. We sat down with him to talk about the unique recording process that he had for his upcoming album called January Flower and why it's his most personal album yet. Here is our conversation with Matt Kearney.
Violent wind blew down the door. It did me in, and I prayed for more. All the damage done, and I don't wanna change. No way, lay me down here to sleep to the sound of your feet when it comes to us.
How much of the new album was recorded in social, like in pandemic season?
So I was lucky in that I finished an acoustic tour right before the quarantine happened.
Oh, so you didn't get yanked off of anything. You had just rapped.
I knew we were going to have a little girl. We were like set to have a baby. I'd already wound down a little bit. I was trying to finish this record, my new record, January Flower, and we had tracked a ton of it literally like the week before everyone started freaking out. So we had recorded all these musicians. We'd kind of gathered this like big pool of music and takes that we were going to sort through already. And it definitely changed because my producer we usually work together in the studio. So we started doing this thing remotely where we'd be on FaceTime and we'd use this thing called audio movers where you can listen to each other's stereos and you could mute them and you could do stuff in real time. It ended up being really interesting. And like, we learned a lot because, there's times where he's like tweaking on stuff and I would have been sitting there wasting my time and I could be like, I'm going to go make a sandwich. And I would go and he would still work and I'd come back and he'd be on my FaceTime and then he'd be like, what do you think about this? Or you could pull it up on your phone. I'd listen in my car driving to like, pick something up for my daughter. And I'm like listening to a bass line in my car as he's working on it. And I'd be texting him, I don't like that, or I like this. So in some ways it made us way more efficient. And it gave us a lot of time to kind of breathe. We spent so much time just like, we'd work on something and we'd like set it aside for a couple of weeks. And that's not normal. That's not a normal part of the process.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. I loved,
really?
There's an adrenaline rush and a fun thing to like, I'm going to go in and I have these songs and we're going to record them really fast. But there's also a real perspective that you get when you kind of let things breathe and you take your time. It's like, there's like tacos, which are like, give me heat, and like throw some meat on, chop it up, boom. It's like a race in the clock, like heat the tortilla, throw the cheese on, and boom. And that's like so good. And I've made albums like tacos that are like, there's a special thing. And then there's like a wine or stew or something where you're like allowing it a little time to sit there, marinate, like develop deeper flavors. Like I think this record was much more that process, which was, hey, step away and be like, you know, we should just use the demo. Like we worked on one song 100 different ways. And a month later, I just was still listening to the demo. I'm like, let's just make it guitar vocal. Let's go back to the original. And stuff like that wouldn't normally happen in the process.
Cause you can't look back. You can't look back. There ain't no future in the past. And you can't look back. With characters galore in the side you lead the sun. Pineapple store with the senoritas.
I know that this isn't like a concept album or a theme album, but if there was sort of a theme to it on some level, what do you think it would be?
I think, you know, January, my first daughter Olive was born in January. There's like this kind of new beginning. January flower is like this image that came out of a lyric in this song called Something Beautiful. That's like a January flower born before its hour. We were everything pure and so insecure. It was just this like lyric I wrote, and I was like, I resonate with that so much, of this thing that like comes before its time. It's a little out of place. It maybe won't, it doesn't know if it's going to survive. It's vulnerable, but it's like beautiful. And it's like making this stand in this harsh place. Something about that, just like imagery of this flower in January, and my daughter being born in January, and kind of she's that flower on some level, really helped steer the kind of vulnerability I wanted to have, and the honesty and earnestness in this record.
Vulnerability for you, at least in songwriting, maybe isn't a super scary thing. Like it doesn't bother the idea of being very vulnerable, very authentic in the music you put out into the world. You don't ever think about like, oh, maybe this is like a little too much, a little too raw. That doesn't enter into the equation at all.
Yeah, it does, but it's like, it's the good stuff. If it makes you uncomfortable, it's probably the most important thing.
I see. So you kind of like take that as a like, oh, maybe I should continue to explore this vibe or this impulse.
I think if you're scared of something, it's probably generally the songs that I'm scared about have been the ones that people really connected to.
Can you give me an example?
There was a song called like Rochester, like I wrote about my dad, and it's not a big known song. It was the last song on record. It's this folk song on my Young Love record. And it just tells his story. And it's like, it starts with like, hey, this is the story about my dad. And I'm like Bob Dylan, like talking in the beginning, like, this is Michael P. Kearney. This is his story, blah, 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 as the chords are going. And I was nervous to put it out there and play it for him.
Because your dad heard it.
He heard it. But it like weirdly, like I did acoustic tour and people would be like bawling on the front row when I play it. And I was like, whoa, okay. This is like, I went there. I think part of the goal of there was another song, Ships in the Night. There's a couple lines that when I did, I was like, I don't know if I should say that. Like I'm hanging people out to dry too, personally, that'll know I wrote this about them. Which is a whole nother set of moral issues that are complicated. But also like one of my goals as an artist and my visions is to be like a pioneer of vulnerability for people, is to like mind my own heart, go to places that are painful so that people can maybe connect to certain parts of their own heart and be like, wow, yep, okay, you got me. My mom was a therapist, so maybe there's a part of me that's like, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, hey, let's go there. Let's talk about the difficult thing. And I'm not always doing that. That's oversimplifying my music, because I'm not. There's party songs. I have fun. I have a song called Hey Mama. We're dancing around. But I enjoy being vulnerable.
Tell me why it feels like there's a grand canyon between us. Tell me how you're feeling, because I can't stand the distance. You know we started with love, and it still isn't enough to believe in us. Tell me why it feels like there's a grand canyon.
Are there any songs on the new album that are maybe not your favorite, but like especially rewarding to work on, especially challenging to get out there, that you're particularly proud of?
There was a song called Blame that I loved, and the lyric is just, I'm the one to blame. I lost my way, and it still hurts to say I'm the one who changed. It just like was this. I was like, we had these really cool chords, and we're sitting in Joshua Tree. We're writing the song, and my best friend is there, Marshall Roman. He's a painter. He's just hanging out painting paintings. I'm with this other guy named Eli. I'm the one to blame. And I was like, God, I have so many regrets of certain people, like the dark parts of my life, like in high school. Certain people, I can think of their faces today that I just wronged. And I've, they're my greatest regrets in life, some of these maybe. And I was like, what if we wrote a song to that person? I was like, no one wants to hear that. I'm trying to change the subject. And Marshall, my high school best friend who doesn't know anything about music other than he's just a fan and has great taste. He was like, you got to write that. Like, if you're going to make the best record of your life, you have to write stuff like that. And I was like, you're right. So we just went down this path and like wrote this song. And I have this like voice recording of the whole song happening. It happened in about 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And I happened to have my phone recording on accident. And I was just love going back and listening to this process of me being like, no, nobody wants to hear that. Like, let's make it a love song or, I'm trying to like water it down. And like, literally my friends are like calling this out of me, like, bro, go there, let's go. And I was like, all right, let's go. And those kind of moments are really the ones that I look back on really fondly. And I'm really proud of that courage that we went there and we got there, and if it took some prodding, it still happened. And I love that.
Man, what a deeply human feeling, that regret. Those people who, for all you know, have moved on and haven't thought about it in years, but every now and then the things you did, the whatever they were, they just like kind of creep back into your life. It seems like I understand that it's very personal to you, but it's another one of those cases where the more intimate you get, the more universal you get as well, because people can relate to the most intimate stuff at a very universal level.
Maybe we are all like, we are incredibly unique snowflakes of things, but fears, and I think there's incredibly deep universal ideas that are scary. And and the difficult ones are interesting when you can find something like, wow, I haven't really talked about this before. I don't hear people talking about this, but I sure know that I deal with this. And I feel like a lot of people do. That is like the gold. When I discover those, it's like, feels like you're exploring, Oregon Trail style. You're like pioneers again. You're headed out west. You're like, let's go. Like we're going somewhere. Let's try this thing that this feels right. And that's what gets me going.
That was Matt Kearney. Make sure to check out his new EP, Pacific Coast Highway. It's out now on all the streaming platforms. And January Flower comes out next month. Check it out. All right, well, stay tuned. Up next, it's Relevant News.
That'll buy blue suede. Baby, I'm just waiting for the summer break. Little light, too late. Baby, I'm just praying for another day. Got this thing right in my chest. Call it what you want, I call it tired.
During the break, you heard Michelle with Pedal Bike. Okay, it's time for
Relevant News.
Please welcome to the show, Relevant Senior Editor, Tyler Huckabee, who's going to bring us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, before we get going, I have a quick question. As the listeners know, we now are putting video, segments from the show on YouTube. If you want to watch the podcast, it's on YouTube now. You can see what we see. And you'll see Tyler's in front of a door that looks like it has a big dent right in the middle of it. And I'm curious what happened at your house that caused this huge dent on the door behind you.
This would be one of those things where, you know how when you get like a cool, like when you get a scar or stitches or something and you want it to be like dogfight or some bullies are picking on a kid and I went and, went and attacked and that it would be cool to have something like that here. In this case, it's just one of those trifold doors. What you're seeing is like a closet, how it opens like in the middle.
Oh,
so
it looks like there's a big old like
it's
smash.
Not even,
Y'all see what I'm seeing? Do you see?
No, I think it's a mark.
It's just a little. Yeah.
Hulk smash.
Everybody can.
That boy.
If readers want to chime in with their own takes on what's actually going on, at Relevant Podcast on Twitter.
If you had somebody's head in your hand and smashed it into, it's about the same spot as where a head smash would be.
I've never done that.
I'm just checking. All right. What's going on this week?
Well, we've had a good few weeks off the political beat on here because, we're lovers, not fighters, but did want to get back into this briefly.
Jamie's the lover. Derek's the fighter. We got the whole gamut.
I'm a lover too.
I just want to go to a cave. I just want to hang in a French cave system for about a month.
This is just we want to make sure that we're always being fair, and we obviously, as I think readers know, tried to hold the previous administration to the fire, to the high standard of our own ethics, and want to make sure that we're doing that for this new administration as well. And in this case, there is something that falls very much into something that we at Relevant often talk about, have been very supportive of, and been huge advocates for, and that is the refugee issues, particularly at the southern border, with unprecedented numbers of refugees in the world right now due to famine, due to war, due to displacement. It's extremely important that we continue to show Jesus to these people, both individuals and as a country. Now, President Joe Biden had last week sort of reversed his call, sort of flip-flopped on the U.S. refugee cap following about 48 hours of backlash from activists. Now, under former President Donald Trump, the U.S. refugee cap was brought to a historic low, just 15,000. That's the amount of refugees that were allowed to come into the country in President Donald Trump's final year in office. That upset refugee allies and advocates. It threw the future of many faith-based nonprofits into question because there just wasn't enough work for them. Earlier this year,
it was previously like 75,000.
That's
right?
correct. Yeah. Usually more in the high, getting never quite at 100,000, but getting close to that over there. It changed, always fluctuated, but usually 60s, 70s, something like that. During the campaign, Biden pledged to raise the refugee cap to 62,500. That's much more in keeping with normal levels and obviously better suited to the current crisis as record numbers of people continue to be displaced. However, reports last week indicated that Biden would actually not be changing the refugee cap after all, citing complications from the current surge of migrants to the southern border, particularly as it pertains to unaccompanied minors fleeing violence in their home countries. The administration clearly did not anticipate the response to this. There was a lot of online backlash, which amounted to a weekend that was a really big headache for the Biden administration. Lots of disappointment, lots of fury from advocates. And finally, Biden kind of said that he was going to relent. He said on a call, we couldn't do two things at once. We are now going to increase the number, but it doesn't sound like he's going to be increasing it to that 62,500 number that he promised on the campaign trail. And there's no real timeline or number about what it's actually going to end up being. So a lot of, I would say, sort of hurt feelings on the sides of refugee advocates who sort of took a chance on Biden in many cases. They're probably not used to voting for Democrats a lot of times, and they thought doing this would be in keeping with their feelings on refugees. And right now, they're not sure if their gamble is going to pay off.
I feel like this is a political hot potato that shouldn't be one, because most people's concern about about refugee resettlement is wildly uninformed. I think that's just something you run across when you see a lot of the criticism. It's often conflated with legal immigration or asylum, which is neither of those things. It's, the refugee resettlement program is operated, and I'm not criticizing either asylum seekers or people who are looking for, means of immigrating to the country. But the refugee resettlement program is different, and conflating them creates a false narrative. These are people who have been selected and vetted by the State Department as the most vulnerable human beings on earth. Refugee resettlement's incredibly safe as well. Not just like from like a domestic terrorism perspective, but also, all the data that we have right now shows that, refugees are very community minded, and contribute a lot to, and don't cost communities a lot. There's so much disinformation about refugee resettlement from people who just take blanket anti-immigration stances that it really is. And Jamie, I know this is something, I believe it was last year, a year and a half ago, I think you got a chance to even, look at the issue of asylum seeking and immigration and read the refugee, you got to actually travel to the border.
On the southern border.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm glad you're saying that, Jesse, because a lot of people will, when I talk about this online, and we're talking about how President Biden had said this and now he's not doing this, and about the refugee resettlement program, they will say, well, what about all the people at the southern border? Like, they'll say, where's our limit? We're just going to let everybody in. And you're right. These are two separate things. Yeah. This is something that our country has been a part of for years and years and years. And actually, I just saw a statistic. There are 26.3 million refugees worldwide. And we've always been a country that welcomes refugees in, like that have been vetted and that have gone through a process. And so it is a problem, especially for a lot of people who looked at President Biden and said, hey, we want you to fix what our previous administration didn't hold up and do well. And there should be pushback, and people are pushing back. And like you said, Tyler, I think that he even felt a lot of pushback a couple weeks ago when he went out and said that.
And I think that is important to note here, that there was, this is an administration that at least seems like can be responsive even to online backlash. They pay attention to these things. They care about these things. So a little bit of walk back from the Biden administration here. It's good to see, but we really don't have concrete numbers on what that walk back is going to look like, or when that's going to happen. If they're just trying to pat refugee advocates on the head for now and say, we're going to get to you, don't worry, and then hope the sort of outrage and frustration dies over and they don't have to do anything, which isn't to say, we obviously there are some complexities here that need to be dealt with, but they do need to be dealt with, and just keeping things the way they are for now is not dealing with that.
And there's a lot of coverage of that, and we'll keep covering it at relevantmagazine.com. And like Tyler said at the beginning, it's important to us, like, it ruffled some feathers to some of our listeners, some of you guys the last couple of years, where there were certain things the administration did that we just, called out, and we're going to do the same on both sides. I mean, we're equal opportunity criticizers.
And we'll say when they do good things too. I'm looking for good news.
Exactly.
Exactly. I'd like to report it.
Yeah, we're not looking to bash anybody, but this is an important issue. It's a life issue, and it's in our wheelhouse. Plus, we're covering a lot of other stuff at the site. Former youth group member Billie Eilish is releasing a new album.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Her documentary is so good.
We recommended her doc on Relevant Recommends a couple weeks ago. It's a good documentary.
I liked it.
It's good. Yeah.
It really was. Lots going on. Make sure to check out relevantmagazine.com every day. Follow us on all the socials. Thanks, Tyler.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Stay tuned. Up next, Mike Foster joins us for the Quarterlife conversation.
And all I wanna do is get high and enjoy the view. There's always another wrong on the water. There's hard on the minute.
You're listening to We Were Promised Jetpacks with the song If It Happens. We were promised jetpacks, and I would like mine. Well, if you've been following along for the last month or so, we've been doing a new content series called Quarterlife, specifically focused on the issues and topics that you tackle in your 20s. Everything from career to faith to relationships, mental health, and so much more. We're talking to well-known authors, entrepreneurs, faith leaders, and others. The content's meant to encourage and inspire you to make the most of this season of life. The series has a new article over at relevantmagazine.com every Tuesday and Thursday, and a conversation with leaders and influencers here on every podcast. It's a 12-week series presented by UHSM. And as you're rethinking everything in your 20s, which is the point of Quarterlife, you should rethink your healthcare as well. Go check out what UHSM is doing. It's revolutionary, and it's also why they are sponsoring the Quarterlife content. Well, our Quarterlife guest today is Mike Foster. Mike is a speaker, counselor, and author of books like Graceonomics and Deadly Viper. He's passionate about helping people understand where they're sabotaging their own journeys, giving into fear and inner criticism, and then turn the corner towards actualizing their real self potential. He talked to us about learning how to pay attention to the roadblocks in the way of your mental health, how to find the balance between self-care and laziness, and how to truly achieve the post-pandemic life that will make the most of your 20s. Here's our Quarterlife conversation with Mike Foster.
Before we started talking, I was looking through your website, and there was this phrase, people call you the Mr. Rogers of self-development. Is that so? First question, and this is just me maybe being ignorant. Is there a difference in your mind between self-development and self-improvement?
I think maybe what I would say is taking both of those words, and really what we're going for is growth. And to me, and I don't care whether it's micro growth, large, expansive growth. I think we're called as human beings to grow, and that whether that's improving, developing, moving from denial into truth. I think growth means speaking up and saying difficult things. I think if our life is living, then our life is growing. And so I want to choose things and be about things and be in relationships, make choices that help me grow.
Why do you think it's so easy for us to not do that, to get stuck in ruts, to kind of become to sometime like maybe post-college, mid-20s, early 30s, you kind of settle into a groove, and a lot of times it's really hard to shake yourself out of that groove. What happens there?
I think I'd say this. The dirty little secret about growth and change is that ultimately we don't want to.
Sure.
And the reason why we don't want to grow or change is because it requires something. It requires a sacrifice, a cost. I always complain to my wife. We live in a neighborhood where there's lots of hills, and there's these kids who have these electric bikes, and they're like $2,000 or $3,000 electric bikes. And I go, there's something really wrong with this, because we're teaching our kids that there's no effort required to go up a hill. All they have to do is like turn the handle, and the battery powered bike just powers them up the hill. I'm like, this is a fundamental problem in what we're teaching kids about what life really looks like. And so, again, it's a small thing, and it's probably my own personal problem. But I think there's a picture that we love the idea of change, we love the idea of growth, we love the idea of personal development, but we don't love the idea that it's going to cost us something.
So how do we balance that? Because obviously, I'll just speak for me personally here, but I think people can relate to this. We want to live a great story. We want our lives to be a great story. We want to be the superhero in our own story, but we don't want it to come at the expense of the truth of what's really going on. So how do we navigate those two things to make sure that we're living the best life we really can live?
Yeah, and I think it's ultimately comes down to your beliefs about life. Can you live in the tension of pain and joy? Is it possible to have fulfillment and meaning and purpose, yet still have suffering and grief and things that are difficult? And I think that's the work that we have to do as human beings. Is do we believe that both of those things, even though they seem like they're opposites, but that both of those things can be welcomed into our life? And when we do that, we actually have a really beautiful, interesting life when we bring both of those extremes into our story.
That was Mike Foster. Make sure to check out what he's doing over at mikefoster.tv. It's actually a really beautifully designed website. Stay tuned. Up next, it's the Relevant Culture Quiz, Round 2, Electric Boogaloo, with Marty from Social Club Misfits.
I'm gonna wait on you. Yes, I'm gonna wait on you. I've tasted your goodness. Trusting your promise.
This week on Relevant Recommends, we're talking about Rutherford Falls, Mike Schur's new comedy series starring Ed Helms and Jana Schmieding. It has all the energy of Schur's other projects like Parks and Rec and The Office, but there's a new layer of substance as well. Check out our full review at relevantmagazine.com, along with our breakdown of all the other new stuff that should be on your radar this week.
It's the least I can do. It's the least I can do. It's wait on you. Wait on you. What else is there to do? It's the least I can do.
Well, during the break, you heard Elevation Worship and Maverick City Music with their new single, Wait on You, featuring Dante Bowe and Chandler Moore. If you haven't heard that album of the two of them collabing, Elevation and Mav City, go check out. It's called Old Church Basement, and it is very good. Okay, the moment is here. It's time for
Relevant Culture Quiz.
Round 2, Electric Boogaloo. Please welcome back to the show for the second week in a row, Marty from Social Club Misfits. Hey, man.
Hey, before we begin, did you get that on Fiverr? You get that little melody on Fiverr?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know if the people heard it. Sounds like a Fiverr instrumental.
Leave my bro Clark.
I'm just playing with you. I'm just
Clark
playing. Sorry, Clark.
Put in around 90 to 95 hours of work on that.
Oh my gosh, he called it a Fiverr
Perfection
jingle.
takes time.
Also, if you listened to the show last week,
It was Fruity Loops, okay?
Fruity Loops. You know the situation. This is the Relevant Culture Quiz where we're talking about media that happened in the last year. This is quarantine kind of era culture stuff. And we focused it in on TV because Marty told us he is a TV connoisseur. He's an expert. We thought, well, then come on and go. Hey, he proved it last week.
Yeah, I did.
2-0. I mean,
I only have 3 minutes left, so let's get this going, baby. I'm just kidding. I'm here. As long as you guys need, I'm here.
So
I had to go last time. I'm good now. We're good.
You also noticed that last week he called himself in the chat. He called himself Daddy. This week he's up in the stakes. Jesse, do you see his name?
I do, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Big
this
Daddy.
I feel like I sell tires, right?
Don't
Like
you ever
this-
call another man Big Daddy?
This is
in
like
your
I sell
life
tires.
again.
That's the name comes from. I sell great. Anybody need tires for their car? That's what I
My
feel like I
grandfather was
sell.
Big Daddy.
Are you serious?
We call him
That's what you called
Big
him,
Mama,
Big Daddy.
Big Mama, and Big Daddy. It's a Southern,
Big Daddy works as a couple different professions. You could
He's either
eat-
barbecuing.
You could be a barbecue.
Yeah.
Really any outdoor dining situation can be run by.
Right.
It could be a fish fry place. It could be barbecue.
Okay.
It could
Selling
be
furniture.
furniture. Absolutely.
Big Daddy's Furniture Mart.
Discount. It's a warehouse store.
Discount
though.
Furniture
It's one of
Mart.
those.
Warehouse.
Discount
It's one of those
furniture.
where it kind of feels like it's going out of business when you're in there. Like you can't really tell. And a lot of things involved in the automotive. Tire shop owner, personal injury attorney, specializing in auto
As long as the
accidents.
belly is big, you could be Big Daddy
But
for
you
sure.
also cannot leave out pimp.
Yeah.
That's the fourth profession. Yeah.
So
My grandfather, Big Daddy, was a church planter and evangelist.
Good.
he
throughout
broke the
South.
mold, and
Yeah.
that's why we respect your Big Daddy.
He was 6'4". That's why he got the moniker. He
Oh
was
my
tall.
goodness.
And so,
Wow.
Yeah, he was
there you
Big
go.
man.
All right.
Huge daddy.
So we are going back. So last week we had teams. Derek and Marty won 2-0. And it was the first time anybody has ever scored on a Tyler Huckabee written relevant culture quiz. He has twists and turns in his questions. And he has thwarted the cast up to this point, and then Marty shows up and just crushes it out of the ballpark. So
because it wasn't really a culture quiz. Like our question was about a soccer ball. Let's all remember.
That's true.
So this week we're going to do 3 rounds, and it's going to be the same teams: Derek and Marty versus Jamie and Jesse. I think Jamie and Jesse, y'all will go first. How's that? All right, this week.
Okay.
Loser goes first. So, question 1. Here it is. This is written by Tyler Huckabee, not me, so don't blame me.
Okay, we got this.
BoJack Horseman wrapped up its final season last year, completing the tale of a washed-up celebrity who just so happens to be a talking horse, voiced by Will Arnett. Which one of these famous pop culture franchises has Will Arnett not been involved in? Is it A, the Lego movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or Pixar?
The only I don't recall him ever being in an MCU movie or a Pixar, but I feel like Pixar is slightly more likely because I feel like if he was in a Marvel movie, I'd probably remember. Oh yeah, Will Arnett was in that. But the Pixar thing, he could have been in there with a voice. I think it's MCU, Jamie.
I'm going to go with you, Jesse, because I have no idea. MCU.
For the first time in history, Jesse and Jamie have scored at a relevant culture quiz. The correct answer is
on the board.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He was in Ratatouille.
There we go.
I don't know.
He was in Ratatouille.
I saw like once.
He has a voice that like you could hear if it was in front of a good character, and you'd be like, that could be Will Arnett.
What did he do in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
He was like April O'Neil's friend in the second one, which I watched. He is sort of, you know what? I think he's in both, actually. I think he's like the reporter that they was kind of like April O'Neil's friend who they save, who's sort of like the goofy sidekick of the Turtles in the live action Michael Bay.
He took all the credit for the Ninja Turtles in the second movie. Yeah. And then he was in Ratatouille.
Oh,
he was in Ratatouille.
I didn't watch the Michael Bay ones. Okay, I thought you was talking about that.
It actually opens at a Knicks game where he's being like honored, and the real Turtles are like up. I remember that scene, Big Daddy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good Lord. All right. All right. So Derek and Marty, your first question. FX's What We Do in the Shadows TV spinoff became a cult hit this year, following the very funny misadventures of a team of vampires trying to blend in contemporary American life. Where do most scholars think the myth of the vampire originated? Is it A, Germany, from folktales about half-human, half-bat creatures? B, England, from the accounts of royals who would describe angry peasants as bloodsuckers? C, Serbia, from historic accounts of civilians who would dig up and burn coffins to make sure the people in them stayed dead? Or D, France, from ancient descriptions of mysterious hooded travelers?
I would go based on the idea of, I'm not going to say, I was going to say a really bad joke. I'm going to say, I was about to just ruin this podcast with that joke. I'm just going to say Germany, because a lot of scary things come out of there. Let's just say that.
It's either Germany or Serbia.
I'm going to say Germans. They're very creative.
So what we're going to learn today, Marty, is we need to listen to Derek Miner. The correct answer is C, Serbia, from historic accounts of civilians who would dig up and burn coffins to make sure the people in them stayed dead.
Always bet on black.
Yeah. I just feel like Germany and Germany would make these tales. I mean, I just saw an interview with the vampire. Tom Cruise clearly looks German in that movie.
He's just white.
Yeah, he's just pale. I don't know.
Yeah, all white people look German.
My first thought was Russia.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
But that's why I was like, Serbia is a little.
I'm just glad you guys had to answer this one.
We got it wrong.
You got like Ratatouille.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all good.
Okay, so Jamie and Jesse are up 1-0. Second round. First question. Here you go, guys. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier has kept Marvel's TV streak alive, telling the story of Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes's fight to protect
Becky Barnes.
Becky Barnes. It's
his sister.
You know, they're mixing it up.
Hey,
Captain Marvel's a female.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way they're spinning them off on Disney Plus. If they was like coming this fall, Becky Barnes, everyone would just they wouldn't even ask. They're just like, I'm in. I can't wait to see the ride they're taking us on. What will they do after WandaVision? Who knows? This Becky Barnes thing might be pretty dope. Might be pull a little
Karen
trick
America.
here. Yeah.
Karen America's legacy. Yeah. While Captain America's story and costume have stayed consistent since he first appeared in comics during World War II, what was one major departure? Is it A, Captain America's shield used to be a triangle? Is it B, Captain America was first called General America? C, Captain America was first called Captain USA? Or D, Captain America used to be able to fly like Superman?
I'm angry that we didn't get this
I
question.
think it's either Captain USA or Flying, Jamie. That's my gut, but I really am just making a guess here.
Well, I'm not a Marvel person like Derek. He probably knows the answer right now. I don't think they've ever been called General America.
I don't think
Wasn't that
so
one of the
either.
ones that
Yeah.
we're out there?
That's an insurance company that Shaq endorses.
It's the general.
I'm real quick.
Go to the General, save some time.
How easy is it to get Shaq in a commercial? Because, like, I see it's not just the general. He'll do one like, oh, man, lower back pain. I rubbed this stick on my back. It's like, are
Tough
they
action
paying-
to acting.
Are they
Okay,
paying
he's
Shaq?
athlete's foot now. Like that's
if we real talk, if we wanted Shaq to do a relevant podcast commercial on television, what are we talking?
I think he'd do it $50K. He'd be like, sure,
to 12,000, because those general commercials, there's no way they cost more than that. Like, what is Shaq's day rate for just a rando commercial?
This is the side note. I had a friend of mine who worked with Shaq, and he said that Shaq would go on a green screen, film 5 commercials, and then just leave. Like every commercial is on a green screen. If you notice it, he does all the video, and he's like, "All right, I'm out." Just leaves. That's it. Green screen. Doesn't talk to anybody.
Good time, man.
It's like Steve Harvey knocks out an entire season of Family Feud in 2 days. You know?
Oh wow,
It's just
yeah.
like back to back.
But Shaq is making 15 super cheap, embarrassing commercials for like 10 grand a piece, and he's working like an hour. He's like, you get one take, whatever I come up with. you keep
whatever
it.
I get.
And he's done in like 45 minutes, and he just banked 150K. It's like, all right, I'll see myself on TV with the general, you know. But anyway, I don't think it's a general either, Jamie.
No. So that leaves the shield.
Captain USA, flying like Superman, or shield was a triangle.
I feel like we would have seen the shield, but flying or USA, I think it's probably USA, but I don't know. I'm conceding.
I mean, I don't know either. So let's USA, Captain USA.
The correct answer is Captain America's shield used to be a triangle.
What? When did that happen?
Derek, you knew that.
I
Derek
did.
is just sitting there silently nodding his head.
I was
knowing
so
what-
Was that in the
Hey,
movies
I'm
or just in the
so-
comics?
It's I think in the first Captain America movie, you see him with the triangle shield.
Okay, I have a question about that.
But it is in the comic book.
Jamie, I might get this one tossed out because I might need to do some research on this because because a triangle would be a very ineffective shield for one. Like you're leaving your whole head area. You're leaving your whole head. It's like my knees to my
Depends on how
waist.
you turn it.
Yeah, my knees to waist. If he would have said upside down triangle, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense for a shield. Like I can kind of hunker down behind it, But if it's just a point up top, I'm leaving my entire head exposed except for my nose. It's like you shoot me in both eyes.
It's an upside down one. It's
Well, that should have been
the
specified.
shield is still no. You hold it whatever way you want to hold it.
You try to speak to a manager, Jesse?
I'm going to Karen this situation up. Get Tyler on. There's a difference between an inverted triangle.
I looked it up. I wouldn't call this a triangle, though. I mean, it says triangle, but I think that's what's confusing is it doesn't actually look like a triangle.
Y'all got it wrong.
They could have said it was an octagon. Y'all still would have got it wrong.
I was thinking about if I was to go into battle, okay, and I could have a magic shield, would I want it to be triangular shaped or circle? Circle makes, you're telling me a triangle and not an upside down or inverted triangle, a straight up triangle makes sense as a shield? You're leaving your most valuable parts fully exposed while protecting.
I'm never gonna wear a mask. What happens if I have COVID and I'm breathing it right back into my body? I have problems with the mask. The mask is more frustrating.
Science.
I'm
This
never
is a
gonna wear
question
this.
of geometry, Derek.
Right.
It's a very ineffective shield shape.
All right, 1-1. We lost.
All right, Derek and Marty. Here's your question, second round. With the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, Disney is reviving the Mighty Ducks for the first time in decades. What were the earliest recorded hockey pucks made out of? What were the earliest recorded hockey pucks made out of? Is it horseshoes, the skulls of fallen enemies, moose antlers, or frozen cow dung?
Say the option again so we can guess.
Horseshoes.
Okay.
The earliest
Definitely
recorded
not
hockey pucks
horseshoe.
were made out of either horseshoes, the skulls of fallen enemies, moose antlers, or frozen cow dung.
It's either the antlers or the doo-doo.
I was thinking I'm gonna have to go with you on this one, Derek, because I don't know. I was gonna say the poop, the cow poop, but
Yeah, it's either the doo-doo or the antlers.
which is easier to get?
Honestly, I'm trying to think what would slide across ice better. I think the antlers would slide across ice. I just don't see people playing with frozen doo-doo. I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
Let's go with the antlers. Yeah, let's go with the antlers.
All right, what we learned today is, Derek, you need to listen to Marty. It is frozen cow dung.
I was the
Derek,
doo-doo.
don't ever underestimate
Marty
country
asked.
folk.
I
You just
said it,
can't.
but I said it was either one, but I was like, surely they're not playing with doo-doo, right? But I should have thought
Don't
doo-doo.
ever underestimate the Amish.
True,
I'm telling
that's
you.
true. Oh,
I'm just kidding.
my
Don't ever
God.
underestimate the
It's bad.
Amish.
House.
All right.
All right, so
This
we're
is
losing.
house.
We're losing. It's still 0-1.
0-1, third round, final round. But here's the twist. Final rounds were 2 points. So it's anybody's game. Here we
it's in the
go.
bag. We got it.
All right. Jamie and Jesse. Succession, the HBO show, spelled like success, but Secession, became a huge hit during the pandemic, charting the duplicitous backstabbing of wealthy siblings angling for control of the family media empire. Which real-life family are they reportedly based off of? Is it A,
Jamie,
the Gates family?
Hold on. Let's go. I can go with no. It's the Murdochs, Jamie.
This makes me so nervous, Jesse.
I trust
you, Jesse.
I say we flex right now and say it's the Murdoch family. Let's just
That's
do
a flex.
Let's say a flex. I don't
Jesse
even need choices.
just pointed to the outfield and whopped it. It's the
Blew a
Murdoch
kid out-
family,
blew a kiss
the
out
Fox
there.
family. It's very obvious if you watch the show. They are emulating the Fox
Oh,
family.
wow.
the
Jesse,
Murdochs.
way to go.
There you go.
Some of this, for the more high-minded prestige stuff, I'm your guy. Now, when we're talking sort of the lowbrow Huckabee MCU,
Triangle shields.
lack of geometry knowledge.
Jesse watches
that-
Frasier, so don't mess with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's cultured.
So, Marty, what's going on? You got anything you want to plug before we wrap it up?
What am I doing with my life? I'm really bad at this part. So there's a song that is number 2 on radio, and Toby Mac is number 1, but we know how politics go, so I don't think we're ever going to get number 1 with Toby. And his song is always
63 years
I know
old.
what the song.
Who's listening to Toby Mac?
I already know what the song is about. Darkness and then sun in the morning. You know how that's something where the darkness is the
Shots
darkest at
fired.
night. You know how that
Shots
goes.
fired.
I hope we win.
Clark, I need you to put the DJ K Slade guns in there.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to win this. I would love to be number 1. Basically, so this morning I had to make about 50 videos to DJs who were not even playing the song because they didn't know about it. And so I'm really excited to be playing on 88.1, which is pretty much all the Christian stations are always in the 80s, which means it's not really a lot of money to get the 80s section. If you're in the hundreds, I hear it's a lot more like Magic 102. So, I hope we do it. And if we do, I'll be back here and we'll all celebrate. And I'll buy everybody, something from the T-shirt company that Derek Money uses. I don't know. We're number 1. We did this together. We're in this. Yeah.
How does it happen?
So Jamie, there's this world of politics, and me and Derek can fill you in on that later. But basically, you just have to hit up every DJ and say, "We would love for you to continue to play this song, or to play this song." And hopefully they do it, but
I want to hear some of these calls to DJ happen live. I think it's its own podcast.
Jesse, I love
Hey, what's up? This is Frank from KWOR Cincinnati, safe for the little ears. And
82.1.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what it is.
Safe for the little ears.
What's going on? Why are you calling me, Daddy?
We just did one where it was like, actually, I have their they sent me their mission statement. I was going to read it. I was like, I'm not going to read it.
Do you have their phone number on you right now?
I don't. We
very
just Zoom
comfortable.
call.
We're about to get in some trouble.
I'm very comfortable cold calling.
I can get a number. I can get a number really quick if you want. We could call St.
Jesse
Louis.
does this all
They
the
would
time.
love to.
We're fired up, man.
All right, do it. I'm fine with it.
Hey, remind me again, Marty. What's y'all's new song called?
It's called Without You.
Derek, you got one dropping Friday too, right?
Yeah.
What's that one called?
It's called Fair. Boost will probably play my song, honestly.
Yeah, Boost will do it.
So wait, so what's the way that we can vote you up and vote Toby down? Do we go onto your local station website? Is there a request thing there probably? Like, what do you want our audience to do?
What I think I'm going to do, this is what I'm thinking about doing. This is what I think my strategy.
This is amazing.
My strategy is to make a website that's like, let's beat Toby Mac and Danny Goki.
Well, I already own downwiththemac.com. So
Are you serious?
no, I don't own downwiththemac.com.
That sounds like a DC Talk song. Down with the Mac.com.
down with the
It is. Down with
I'm gonna see if
the
Down with
talk,
the Mac-
right? Like,
Down with T-Mac is available.
You should make some T-shirts. Derek can tell you how, and we can
Listen, I found a phone number here.
Is it for
And,
Boost?
It's for Boost.
They're the sweetest. They're the only ones who are playing the freaking song. We need to get Way FM. Let's look at Way FM. They're local. They're South Florida local.
They're Nashville too. Yeah.
Station.
I now own downwiththemac.com and I will
my
put all the
gosh.
information there for people to go and get Social Club #1 and Derek Minor #1. Social Club for a week and then Derek the next week, and they can just keep going back and forth.
All right, I got the number. Are you guys ready to call it?
I could do it on speaker and hold it up to my microphone.
561-881-1929. That's Way FM. That's our Christian station here down the street from my house. They're really big. They're still playing right now. I can only imagine.
And they're playing Flood by Jones of Clay. And they're playing Jesus Freak.
On-air show or DJ, please press
1. Press 1. We want to speak to them local. We're relevant. We're relevant. We're calling. We have.
Oh, you made this official.
This is the best.
This is the greatest.
This
day of
happened
my life.
last time we tried to call Jose Canseco.
You did.
For that Bigfoot hunt. And I've left a very intricate voicemail. Never got a recall
remember
back
that
on
now.
that. I left a voicemail, and if I get a voicemail, you better believe I'm leaving one.
What are they doing? Why can't they answer their phone?
I know they're probably blocking this infamous prank number. I really feel like these stations need to, whoever's working the lines, because I felt like that. I felt like when you back in the day on radios, they're like, we got so and so working the lines right now. Who's working the lines here?
Absolutely,
You know?
right?
Where are the
That was a
interns?
critical job in radio.
With Spotify and all of that, I promise somebody at that joint. First off, that's probably a landline. That's probably way back in the back. And then somebody heard it, was like, what is that?
Like there's a phone ringing somewhere. We don't know.
Blow that mug off.
somewhere this
Hello?
phone is ringing.
So if you want information on how to contact your local station to request Derek Minor's new single and Social Club Misfits' new single, you can go to downwiththemac.com and all the information, I'll put it there by the time the show comes out. So I'm for real. That's where you'll find it all.
That's so funny. It's like a grassroots
That's what I'm
campaign
saying.
starting. I dig
The
this.
people need a voice.
Good.
So, all right. Dude, thanks for joining us. Sorry for your failure at the game today.
I'm not sorry.
Thanks.
All right.
Rub it. You kick me while I'm down.
We'll get it back. We'll get it back.
Well, also thanks to Matt Kearney for joining us today. Make sure to check out his newest EP, Pacific Coast Highway, and keep your eyes out for his new album next month. It's called January Flower. Also, thanks to Mike Foster for joining us for the Quarterlife conversation. To see more of that conversation, head over to relevantmagazine.com. Check out the Quarterlife content. It's under the Life section. You can click on Quarterlife. And there's a lot more there. It's awesome. Well, before we wrap up, I want to mention a couple of things. While you're over at the Quarterlife section at our site, make sure to grab the new free Quarterlife ebook. It's called the Quarterlife Handbook. It's a free download and features amazing insight and practical advice from leaders like Shauna Niequist and Christine Kane, Scott Harrison, and many more. It's an amazing resource and it's available for free thanks to UHSM. All you got to do is when you get over to the Quarterlife section, there'll be a little pop-up for you to get the free ebook called the Quarterlife Handbook. You definitely want to check that out. It's awesome. And also, to make sure you don't miss a thing that we're doing every day, make sure to follow Relevant on all the socials. We're putting stuff out every day. Check out the relevantmagazine.com, every day. But if you don't have time for all that browsing, all that following, all that scrolling, you can sign up for our top 5 trending stories sent to you every morning with our new daily newsletter. You can sign up right there on the homepage at relevantmagazine.com. It's our top 5 trending stories, just the best of the best, curated for you every morning. Sign up now. Also, make sure to head over to the faith section at our site and check out our new daily devotional series, Deeper Walk, presented by Lumo. There's a morning devotional email that you can sign up for. There's a new daily devotional podcast. And obviously, we're posting there on the website every day, every morning. Deeper Walk. Check it out now. It's great content. All right. Well, on that note, we will wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Justin Carey.
I'm Jamie Ivey.
And I'm Derek Miner.
We will see you next Friday. Have a great week, everyone. Go check out downwithmac.com.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
We're going to be sending down McDonald's every meal.
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.